Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Christopher Aaron. It is July 15th, 2020. This is the iGold channel, and we are going to focus on the silver market this week once again. This is a critical time to be focusing on silver. For that reason, I want to make sure that you hit the red subscribe button and the bell icon to stay notified when these videos come out. Why is this a critical time? Because we are seeing the most legitimate breakout attempt for silver of the last 3.5 years. There have been a lot of false starts with this market, but this attempt looks radically different from what we've seen over the last 3.5 years. And I know that there are a lot of people who have been calling for silver to go to $50 or $100 per ounce year after year after year. You have not heard that from me here. I've been waiting until the technical signals align. We focus on price action above everything else. And so let's take a look. Let's go back to how we used to do this analysis, starting with the short term, looking at silver here. A bit of a consolidation, right, for the last 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We are talking about the spot price. So make sure you remember that there's a slight difference between the spot price and the futures market price. But so a consolidation, a grind here, right? So it looks like nothing significant here over the short run. But remember where all of this consolidation is occurring now. This is occurring above that 1860 level that we were talking about a couple of weeks ago that we needed to see held. And if silver can hold here through the remainder of the week, that will be a second weekly close above 1860. Which is what we need to see to show us that silver is trying to break out of this last major downtrend that it has been in for the last 3.5 years. Let's take a look. Silver is breaking out. Here is silver from 2010 through the present. We will bring up the handy big key here so that this can be as clear as possible. What am I talking about? The final downtrend. It's right here in blue, the primary trend. The almost 4-year now downtrend from this 2016 peak. And where is the breakout attempt happening? It's right here in the red call out. So what I want to do is zoom this in because this is a little bit tough to see. There's a lot of price action kind of scrunched up here in the very end. What I want to do is zoom this in, the last 4 years here. Let's bring it in. And so you can see here the primary downtrend that we've been in. Now, look at what is happening. First of all, I want to draw your attention to the upper resistance boundary. This is the most important boundary that we're talking about. When you're in a trend, you need to see the upper resistance boundary broken to signify that that trend is over when you're talking about a downtrend. So, first of all, look at the blue here and notice we have two blue lines drawn. One is a thicker dark blue line going to the key. Dark solid means more significant than what the dashed lines, which is right up here, which means less significant. So why is the dark line more significant? Because the dark line is a best fit trend line from the peak here in 2016, best fit through the peaks in 2019, late 2019, and early 20. We're drawing a best fit. This is the average of the peaks going back for the last 4 years. It is the most important downtrend. And this has already been broken. You can see that today. Now, where has silver stalled out? For the moment, it is right at the absolute highs downtrend. And we have this drawn in a dashed blue color because it is less important. There are not as many hits on this line. Previously, there were only 2 hits from the absolute beginning through this hit here back in 2019. Not as many hits as the best fit trend line. So it's less important. And so what I'm trying to say is this breakout, the level we needed to see here was this 1860 level. The breakout that we're talking about was first from this black consolidation here, this horizontal resistance going back all the way to 2016. That has already broken out. Secondly, we've already seen silver breaking the best fit downtrend. That has already broken out. The two most important resistance levels here over the intermediate term have already broken. And silver is now challenging the last remnant of any sort of downtrend that could be drawn here. I'm telling you, I've studied this type of price action for decades. And this last best fit downtrend, in my highest probability, we can never say anything with 100% certainty in the markets, but in a very highest probability, this final weak dashed downtrend here is not going to hold now that we've seen silver already break the black resistance and the blue primary best fit downtrend. And so we're watching a breakout in progress. Guys, if you were waiting and saying, I want to wait, I want to see, I want some proof, we are beginning to see the proof here in silver, and you probably will not have too much of a window left to get involved after this thing starts moving. The message on this channel is going to be changing once this breakout occurs. So let's look at how this should play out. I think what is setting up here, when we look, there's going to be slight resistance here at about the 1975 level, representing this peak back from 2019. How things should be setting up is like this, a bit of a back off here. And remember, when we're talking about red attention, don't take these arrows to mean literal. We're giving suggestions here based on observable resistance levels. There should be a slight back off. This could only be a day or two, perhaps a week or two of a back off here before we break this final dashed upper resistance downtrend. Then we come to 1975. This will be a very weak resistance. I'm telling you, one little reversal like this will not hold silver back. And then we should move up to the 2016 peak. This should all be happening fairly soon. I'm drawing these arrows out here for attention, but I think this is going to happen within the next 1 to 2 months. I don't think this will really take until the end of the year. And so let's zoom that back out, get rid of that. So we were talking about here the breakout. So how this is going to look on the longer term scale, we're going to have this move back to the 2016 high. This 2016 high will represent something of decent resistance. We will back off. We will come back into the vicinity of the breakout, perhaps back to $20. And from there, we should see that real first impulsive move in silver up to, I'm telling you, the next resistance after 21 is $26 per ounce. This is going to be a quick move when it occurs compared to the grinding that we've seen here for the last 4 years. It's going to be a quick move. Now, pay attention to this 26 level and look at what's setting up here. Why do I think we're going to go to 26 as soon as we break 21? It's because look at the key resistance here going all the way back to 2010. Notice all the hits on this black line here. Black for horizontal resistance. It's a solid line. It's rather significant. It's rather heavy. Support, 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 failed. This is going to act as resistance again on the way up. Notice this also corresponds with the 38.2% Fibonacci retracement of the entire decline. And last but not least, we will have a measured target equal to the amplitude of the coronavirus panic added on to the breakout point, giving us the exact same target. So there are 3 separate levels keying us in here on this $26 resistance. And so this is going to be the first major place where we look to take profits on some silver-related positions. Because after this target, which is going to be significant, by the way, this is going to be a move that we have not seen here in the last 7 years. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is the move that's coming up. Looking forward into 2021 or so, when we get to this $26 level, we will be taking some profits off the table on certain positions because we should get a decent pullback here in the 20 to 30% range from this major resistance level, perhaps lasting for 4 to 6 months, perhaps back down to the 2016 peak, which should now act as support into that vicinity of 21, perhaps slightly higher. In a bullish market, the retest will not come all the way down back to the breakout point, and then we will have the next impulsive surge for silver higher. So once again, this is all predicated on this breakout here of $18.60 holding through the remainder of this week. And then if we see that, it looks strongly like silver, and for that matter, the rest of the world's markets are going to avoid the severe deflationary outcome that remained a possibility. It looks like the Federal Reserve and world central banks have printed enough money to avoid that outcome, and that we are going to see the more stagflationary or inflationary type of response. That's what silver is suggesting to us. If we're trying to translate into English, the language of the charts here, by breaking a 4-year downtrend in progress, that is the message that the silver market is trying to give us at this time. I want to give you a little update. Every once in a while, we like to talk about our successes here. What have we talked about in the last month on this channel? This is Gold Miner X. This is a gold miner that I own shares in, for full disclaimer. Our business owns shares in this, and some of our subscribers own shares in this company. If you go back to the June 18th video, just 1 month ago, we recommended this company right here when it was 10 cents a share. What is the price today? 21 cents a share. In 1 month, that is a 110% gain in Gold Miner X. Think about this for a moment. Think about if you had just doubled your money in 1 month in one of these gold miners. Now, I don't give away everything for free on this channel. Some of the guidance, some of the analysis and research that we do goes to our premium subscribers. And this, I mentioned this on the video. Go back to the YouTube video from June 18th. It's right there in public. I said, guys, we are getting ready to make an investment in this company. If you want to learn what it is, make sure you subscribe to our premium research service. And this has doubled in 1 month. More than doubled. More than doubled. So just think about it. Think about what the fee is for our research service. It's less than $500 per year. And think about if you had invested $1,000 or $5,000 or $10,000, what you would have made with that in 1 month. You would have paid moreover than double the annual subscription, no matter which of those figures you were investing. Think about if that's something. We had subscribers do this. When I published this here, we had several people come on board right when I published that. They got onto this deal with us and they just doubled their money in less than 1 month. And if you think this company is done, it's not. I think this company is going to double again from here and then double again from there over the next 2 to 3 years. There's some major news happening with this company. I'm not going to give the name away once again. That is reserved for our premium subscribers. But this is the kind of research that goes out. I want to tell you guys there is some real power in following these things day in and day out, and this is what we attempt to do. In the service called Precious Metals Intelligence, we cover gold and silver as we just did. Yes, absolutely. We have to make sure that the wind is at our backs. And when we look at silver, it looks like the wind is picking up toward our backs. And so this is giving us some signals that the window that we're in here is going to be the time to be buying silver, silver miners, all sorts of things related to the silver market, as well as gold in this time. Now, we weren't getting these signals 3 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. We were not getting these breakout signals. So we follow this in this service called Precious Metals Intelligence. And if you are considering allocating a significant chunk of capital to these markets, I highly encourage you to check that out, because we are going to have more doubles and triples like you just saw over the months and years ahead. If you would like to work with me one-on-one, if you're not interested, let's say, in a research service, but you want an individual consultation to help with your unique situation, please know that I work with investors one-on-one by voice and by email. We sit down and we just talk like this. It's me and you. You're welcome to bring your family. You're welcome to bring whoever else is there investing with you. And we talk about the markets and we come up with a strategy together based on research, based on analysis, based on clear planning principles. So you can reach me on the Consultations tab on the website. Guys, there is so much opportunity coming up here. The thing that I'm afraid of, I would say, is that what happened in 2016 is that we started to see these breakout signals, and most people didn't believe it when it was happening. And then most people missed that move, or they missed most of the move in 2016 because they didn't believe that it was happening. They didn't believe the technicals that we were looking at. And so they ended up waiting, and then they chased it into the peaks in May, June, July of 2016. And then the market reversed on them. So my fear is that that's what's going to happen again this time, that most people are not going to become interested in silver and silver miners until silver is up at that $26 target or approaching it. And then unfortunately, I'm going to be telling people what they don't want to hear, which is that you just missed this big move. And now you got to wait for, 4 months, 6 months, 12 months for that pullback to happen, because I don't like to chase things. I like to buy them when they're cheap and then take profits once they move higher. So incredible technical action that we're seeing here. We need to see silver hold above 1860 spot through the rest of this week. And then things are looking good. Let's not take our eyes off these markets, though, for more than a few days at a time. I will see you soon.